So this is my signature assessment for grad school. I'm in the literacy specialist program, and my presentation is about vocabulary instruction. Okay, so the table of contents of my presentation is, we're going to go over our meeting agenda, my vision statement, my problem statement, my strategies for intervention, articles to support my strategies, my first interventions that I did, and then when I modified my interventions, and then my assessment data, and then next steps. Okay, so in our meeting today, we are going to be discussing my vision statement. I'm going to introduce to you my project. I'm going to explain my problem statement and the reason why I chose these interventions. I'm going to explain the intervention strategies and then my modified intervention. And then we are going to look at articles to support these strategies. We'll look at my class data and then discuss next steps, and then if you guys have any questions at the end. Okay. My vision statement is, my class is a safe, comfortable, and positive environment with high parent involvement and student-centered learning. The needs of all diverse learners are met. I will collaborate with my team and colleagues to create engaging and rigorous activities. My students are prepared for their next level of knowledge and have all the resources and materials needed to be successful, independent learners. Okay, so the problem statement is that in my classroom we are focusing a lot on vocabulary and using context clues to help determine the meaning of unknown words. This is a strong focus in our district because our students are not fully understanding what they are reading due to the lack of background knowledge and vocabulary. My students are struggling to read and apply the meaning of these unknown words in a variety of texts. Okay, so the intervention that I chose for my class is to provide a vocabulary-rich environment. The articles, and I will send you guys this PowerPoint that you can look at to support this intervention, are listed here, but my favorite one is a book called Word Nerds. And it's a book study that I completed as well. Okay, so my list of interventions and how it will be used in my classroom. This can be used during whole group or just during your small group literacy centers. And I use this in my literacy centers. So it's a week-long process. On Mondays, students will be introduced to their text, and then we will identify 3 to 5 vocabulary terms that they do not know the meaning of. We will predict the meaning of the unknown words using context clues, and then we will add the vocabulary to the word wall for the unit or just for the week. Then on Tuesday, the students will try out the new words and sentences, and they can either write them on whiteboards or their vocabulary journal. And then they will write their new words in their journal using the Frere model. And our journals are interactive, and they have the Frere model glued in. But on that day, we will only complete the real definition, and then they will draw an illustration. On Wednesday, they will focus on creating synonyms and antonyms for their new words, and they can do that with a partner. And then they will share with their classmates at their table and compare their different ideas. Then on Thursday, we will create vocabulary lanyards, and they can play a vocabulary matching game with their friend or with their table partners. And the reason for this game is, can they find anyone who came up with a matching synonym or antonym? And then the students move around the room to create a vocabulary empire. So they can build as many people on their team who have the same synonyms and or antonyms. And then on Friday, they just take a short 5-question assessment on their new vocabulary words using the passage from the whole week. So after doing this for 1 week, the second week I modified my interventions, and I'll just go over the things that I added. On Monday, I added that we will identify the correct meaning of the unknown words and underline the context clues in their passages. On Tuesday, we will share our sentences that they created aloud with the whole class. On Wednesday, they will share their work with partners or small groups to name synonyms and antonyms, and then they will think, pair, share with their shoulder partner. And then here's my class data after doing this for several weeks. The pre-assessment is the one in light blue. and then they took 2 post-assessments. They each scored higher on their second assessment, and then by the end, all 10 students who I used got a 10 out of 10 on their assessment. So the next steps as a team is we will use these intervention strategies routinely over several weeks during small groups and different reading level passages, and the data shows that the strategies are successful. I will present these intervention strategies to my PLC team and to other colleagues. I will continue to implement these strategies during daily small group reading centers. I will continue to make improvements to the intervention strategies, making sure all of my students' needs are being met. I will implement these vocabulary strategies in all core content areas. We will meet routinely as a PLC team to analyze data and focus on vocabulary strengths and weaknesses. And then we will just continue to share more intervention strategies as a team. So my reflection after this whole process is the focus in our district this year is to create vocabulary-rich classrooms. I completed a book study on word nerds, teaching all students to love vocabulary. I have been making it a priority to strengthen my students' vocabulary and guide them to become proficient readers. My classroom fosters word confidence, and my students love learning new vocabulary. We always celebrate when a student uses a new term during daily discussions, and when it is time to take assessments during small groups on our new vocabulary words, the students become excited rather than nervous like they did before. Having a word wall for each unit in reading and math has been a great resource. Students can refer to it at any time during discussions, activities, and lessons. And you can use chart paper, anchor charts, or an actual bulletin board. And then during my PLC meeting, with my third grade team, they will be present. There are 5 third grade teachers, 4 general education, and 1 special education teacher. So, does anyone have any questions?